Hello students, today we will understand about formulas and functions. In previous class you have learnt about various editing and formatting features of Microsoft Excel. In this chapter you will be learning how to perform calculations in Microsoft Excel using formulas. Formulas are used to perform calculations involving addition, subtraction, division and multiplication. It establishes a relationship between two or more cells. A formula is an expression that can include cell addresses, numbers, arithmetic operators, and parentheses. We can perform simple as well as complex calculations using functions. Let us recall, in Microsoft Excel, how do we define formula? Formula must begin with equal to symbol followed by cell references and operators. It may contain a few or all the mentioned elements. References: a cell or a range of cells that you want to use in your calculations. Operators: these are the symbols like plus, minus, multiply, divide, percent, etc. that specify the calculation to be performed. Constants: these are numbers or text values that do not change. And functions: these are predefined formulas in Excel. These are the elements of formulas in Excel. This is the cell address. This is the equal to symbol. These are the mathematical operators. And this is the function. Range. Let us know more. Formulas in Microsoft Excel are not case sensitive. That is, capital B5 is same as smaller b5. Okay, now let us first learn how to create a basic formula. Basic formulas involve only one operator in a formula. Let us calculate the sum of numbers in B4, B5 up to B9 and display the result in B11. Follow the steps. Click on cell B11 where you want to display the total. Type the equal to sign. Click on cell B4. The address will appear in cell B11. Type the plus sign after that. Further, repeat the steps till B9 or type equal to B4 plus B5 plus B6, B7, B8 plus B9 in B11. Press the enter key. Cell B11 will display the total of all values from B4 to B9. Students, we can copy the formula from the above cell by pressing Ctrl plus apostrophe. Let us now learn how to use compound formulas. Compound formulas are used when you need more than one operator to perform calculation. Let us calculate simple interest using the formula P into R into T divided by 100. Enter the data as shown in the figure. Follow the given steps. Click on the cell B6 and type equal to sign. Click on the cell B2. The cell address B2 appears in the cell B6. Type multiplication sign and click on the cell B3. Type asterisk sign in B6 and click on the cell B4. Type divided sign and 100 in the cell B6. Press the enter key. The cell B6 displays the calculated result of simple interest. Note that the result appears in the cell but the actual formula appears on the formula bar. Okay students, to quickly enter or modify a formula in a cell, you can also press F2 after selecting the cell. Now, we shall learn how to use text formulas. We can perform addition on character and string data type. Except for addition, other operations like subtraction, multiplication, division, etc. are not allowed. We use the ampersand symbol and for addition. Joining two or more text values together is called concatenation. Follow the steps given below. Enter two string type values in cell A1 and B1. Say KIPS in A1 and India in B1. Enter the formula equal to sign double quote in KIPS double quote close and double quote in India double quote close in cell C1 and press enter. It will display KIPS India in the cell C1. Students know that in formula bar type the text within double quotes in order to create a text value. If you want to leave a blank space after each word, then leave a space before closing the double inverted commas. For example, double quote in I, double quote close and double quote in love, double quote close and double quote in computer, double quote close. I love computer. Let us talk about using a range in a formula. You can assign multiple cells to a formula by creating a reference or a range. Use of a range saves a lot of time. Time for the fact file. A range spans a cell or a group of cells adjacent to each other on a worksheet. The range can be used in formulas. For example, if you want to calculate the sum of columns or rows, it is always better to define a range. Type the data as shown in the figure. Click on the cell B11 and type the formula equal to sum, bracket in B4 is to B9, bracket close. Press the enter key. The sum value will be displayed in the cell B11. Similarly, calculate sum in the cell C11. Let us take a quick view. To enter or modify a formula in a cell, you can also press F2 after selecting the cell. Alright students, now let me give you a tip. Range basically shortens the length of the formula. For example, if you wish to add values from B4 to B9, you can either write as equal to sign sum, bracket in B4, comma B5, comma B6, comma B7, comma B8, comma B9, bracket close, or equal to sign sum, bracket in B4, colon B9, bracket close. Let us discuss about types of cell references. The cell address is the formula is known as the cell reference. For example, A1, B6, etc., where A denotes the column name and 1 denotes the row number. With reference, you can use the data from different parts of the worksheet. There are 3 types of cell references. Let us discuss about relative versus absolute cell reference. Relative reference. When you create a formula, references to a cell or ranges are usually based on the position relative to the cell. When you copy or move the formula to other cells, the reference cell automatically gets changed. For example, if the formula in A3 is equal to A1 plus A2, and when you copy the formula from A3 to B3, Excel automatically changes the reference to match the location of cells, that is equal to sign B1 plus B2. Follow these steps. Select the cell B11 in which formula equals to sum, bracket in B4, colon B9, bracket close is written. Click on the copy button. Select C11. Click on the paste button. Note that C11 has a cell reference from C4 to C9 instead of B4 to B9. Okay students, an interesting fact. The easiest way to define names for cells is to click on the name box at the left end of formula bar. Type a name for the range and press enter. Now the second type of cell reference is absolute reference. Absolute reference is used when we do not want to change the address of the cell on copying the formula to another cell. To make absolute reference of a formula, add $sign before the column and row number. Equal to $A, $1 plus $A, $2 is an example of absolute reference. Students, we can quickly get the total of adjacent cells by pressing Alt plus equal key combination instead of clicking Auto Sum button. Let us calculate the incentive at the rate of 10% on monthly sales. Type 10% in the cell D1. Click on cell D4. Type B4 into $D$1 and press the Enter key. The cell D4 displays the value 100. The first cell address has no $sign. So it is relative reference and the second cell address is fully absolute. Therefore, when the cell is copied, the first one will change the reference in the new location, but second will remain the same. That is $D$1. Now copy the formula when the pointer changes to a copy pointer symbol. Drag the selected formula to the rest of the cells. The third type of cell reference is mixed reference. It is a combination of relative and absolute reference. In this type of reference, either row or column has to remain fixed. $A1 plus $2 is an example of mixed reference. For example, let us calculate the actual monthly expenses. Type 50 in cell D2. Click on cell E4. Type $C4 minus $D$2. Press the Enter key. You can calculate the actual expenses of other cells by dragging the mouse pointer to rest of the cells when pointer changes to a copy pointer symbol. Students, to calculate the sum of multiple cells that are not in a range, separate each cell address by comma. For example, equals to sum, bracket in, C4, C6, D8, bracket close. Okay students, now let me give you a tip. Range names are not case sensitive. The first character must be a letter, an underscore or a black slash. The range name must not be same as a cell address. Alright, we will learn about cell reference of another worksheet. You can use the cell reference of one worksheet in another worksheet. This can be done in two ways. Using copy-paste option. Click on the Sheet 2 tab and enter the data as shown in the figure. Click on the Sheet 1 tab. Now click on cell B11 where the sum function is used. Copy the formula using Ctrl+C. Click on the Sheet 2 tab and click on cell B11. Paste the formula using Ctrl+V. Let us know more. To copy the formula to all cells in the selected range, press F2 and then press Ctrl+Enter key. Using sheet reference, it uses sheet number, exclamation mark and cell address. For example, sheet 1, D4. Let us try to use the sheet reference. Click on the cell C4 of sheet 2. Type B4 plus sheet 1. D4 to add the incentive amount of cell D4 of sheet 1 with salary of the cell B4 of sheet 2. Press the Enter key. You can calculate the total salary for other cells by dragging the mouse pointer to rest of the cells when pointer changes to a copy pointer symbol. Alright students, now let me tell you about naming a sheet tab. By default, Excel displays 3 sheets in a worksheet named as Sheet 1, Sheet 2, and Sheet 3. But we can add as many sheets as we require. We can assign any name to these sheet tabs. Right-click on the Sheet 2 tab in the worksheet. A shortcut menu will appear. Click on the Rename option. The cursor will appear in Sheet 2 tab. Type KIPS and press the Enter key. Note that the name of the Sheet 2 has been changed to KIPS. Okay, now we will discuss how to change color of a sheet tab. Right-click on the Sheet 2 tab and select Tab Color option from the shortcut menu. Select any color from the display choices and observe the change. Let me tell you about functions. Functions are pre-designed formulas in Excel to perform both simple and complex calculations. Functions save time and eliminate the chance to write wrong formulas. They accept the arguments and return values. Arguments are input to functions, which accept values as numbers or text, etc. The values are given within parentheses. Return values display the function output. Students, note the fact that the common functions like sum, average, count, numbers, max, minimum can also be used using drop-down arrow of AutoSum button. To use other functions, click on More Functions option. Students, note that the easiest way to define names for cells is to click on the name box at the left end of formula bar. Type a name for the range and press enter. Now, there are a few rules to enter a function. All Excel functions must begin with equal to sign. Function name must be a valid Excel name. For example, sum, average. Function name must be followed by opening and closing parentheses. Parenthesis contains arguments within it. For example, sum A1 is to A5. Functions and purpose. Functions, sum, range, purpose, give the sum of a range. Number 2, average, range, purpose, finds the average of a range. Number 3, odd number, purpose, returns the number rounded up to the nearest odd integer. Number 4, int number, purpose, rounds a number to the nearest integer. Number 5, product, range, purpose, multiplies the values in a range of cells. Number 6, round, number or number digit, purpose, rounds a number to the specified digits. Exponential number, purpose, returns natural logarithm raised to the power of a number. Number 8, SQRT number, purpose, returns a square root. Number 9, power, number, power, purpose, returns the result of a number raised to some power. Number 10, mod, number, divisor, purpose, returns the remainder after a number is divided by the divisor. Now we shall learn how to use the average function. Click on the cell where you want to place the average of values. Let us say E6. Type equal to sign. Type the function name average. Type the open parenthesis symbol. You want to calculate the average of values of the range C6 to D6. Click on the cell C6 to define the starting cell of the range. The cell address C6 will appear with parentheses. Drag the mouse pointer to cell D6. Formula bar or the cell E6 will display equals to average C6 is to D6. Type the closing parenthesis symbol, that is, press the enter key. The cell E6 will display the calculated result. Let us discuss the common functions. The max function. It is used to find the largest value in the given range. Click on the cell F4 and type equal to sign max bracket in B4 colon E4 bracket close and press the enter key. The maximum value in the range B4 is to E4 will be displayed in cell F4. Okay, now let me give you a tip. Similarly, minimum finds the lowest value in the range and count will count the number of elements in a given range. Elements like words, numbers, etc. Today. It is used to display the current date. Type equal to today. Function in the cell and press the enter key. The total function will display the current date in the selected cell. Now let us share a tip. Similarly, you can insert the current day, month and year in a cell to display the values in number form. For month equal to month today. For year equal to year today. For day equal to day, bracket in today, bracket close. To display the values in the text form. For month equal to text, bracket in today, bracket close. Double quote in MMMM, double quote close, bracket close. For day equals to text, bracket in today, bracket close, comma, double quote in DDDD, double quote close, bracket close. Let us now discuss about formula errors. In Microsoft Excel, if any formula is entered incorrectly, then Excel displays an error message instead of the value and assists you in identifying and fixing the problem. Some of the common errors along with their possible reasons are listed below. Hash error. This error occurs if the column is not having enough space to accommodate the value. Hash value error. It occurs if the formula contains invalid data. Hash name ? Error. It occurs if the formula is used incorrectly. Hash division /0 ! Error. This error occurs if the number is divided by 0. Let us quickly glance through the key points discussed in this chapter. Formulas are used to perform calculations involving addition, subtraction, division and multiplication. It is an expression that can include cell addresses, numbers, arithmetic operators and parentheses. The cell address in the formula is known as cell reference. There are three types of cell references: relative, absolute and mixed. You can assign multiple cells to a formula by creating a reference or a range. Functions are pre-designed formulas in Excel to perform both simple and complex calculations. In Microsoft Excel, if any formula is entered incorrectly, then Excel displays an error message instead of the value and assists you in identifying and fixing the problem.